What's up, guys? So yeah, it's the weekend, and since I really need content to keep the channel alive during school time, I'm gonna be blowing out probably a video a day. I don't know. It just depends, I guess. I'm really doing this more for fun. I want to grow and like do good on YouTube, but I also just want to have fun while doing that. Uh, so today, from what I got out of the poll or not really poll, but so basically, what I got out of asking a question of what you guys want to see next, I got a singular response. So thank you for the singular response that I got. So yeah, so number 3 won by a landslide, and therefore we're in Geometry Dash, and I'm going to be making an Artcore design. Basically, I'm going to be starting my series on how to make Artcore in Geometry Dash. So, first off, if you don't know, I am actually a Geometry Dash creating style buff, which I know it sounds very weird, but like there's a lot of different Geometry Dash styles, and I'll probably do a video today or no. I'll do a video sometime this week or weekend talking on the different creating styles. So look out for that. Or I have something else that I might do as well, but what that is a secret. So, ha ha ha. Very secretive. Very secretive is me. So basically, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go into the Create tab, and what I would recommend is that you start a My Levels in the My Levels, make a folder, and go in here, folder name, and call it Block Designs or Block Practice. It depends what you want, but I'll just leave it at Designs right now. So I have my Artcore practice, I have my design practice, I have my modern practice, I have my modern tech boss practice, and I have my modern tech practice. So as you can see, these are the 4 styles that I usually do. Like, those are my 4 most developed styles. I haven't really done anything in any other style. Like, I am terrible at design / glow, but I'm really good at Artcore, I'm good at modern, and I'm good at modern tech. So Artcore is what I'm going to focus on because I think Artcore deserves more attention. So I'm just going to let you guys know, you're probably going to need a little bit beefier of a PC if you're going to make a full Artcore level, because they get pretty object heavy if you don't know how to optimize well. But I'm working on a level, and I'm working on optimizing it. So first off, let me tell you what we're going to do. So I'm going to create different kinds of Artcore rocks. That's what we're going to be doing today. All right? So on the screen, I'll show you an Artcore cave kind of design, like a cave exploration design that I made. Yeah, it's pretty good. Basically, I used a rock preset that I made, and then I just spammed the rock all over the place, and when they're used in cohesion, it looks really good. And then in another level that I'm working on, it's going to be like cave related. So that is also a kind of thematic Artcore / modern tech level. So that is going to have tons of rocks, and I'll probably work on the design after this video and show you guys what I made in post. So anyways, enough talking. Okay, so this is somewhat the kind of thing that you want to make. But do you realize that this is Oh, it's actually only 100 blocks. Okay. This is actually my most optimized Artcore rock or stone, if you want to call it that or whatever. This is my most optimized, and it might look a little weird in my Artcore level, but you have to understand that this was made for a specific level. I wasn't really making it for this tutorial or whatever. This is for putting into levels. It is made for putting into levels. So, yeah. And by the way, I actually make preset packs, and I have the earliest version of my Modern Tech preset pack out, and I'll put that in the description if you guys are aspiring Modern Tech creators. And, you know, that'll be all good. So, with all that out of the way, let me show you how I made this rock. So, you're going to want a lot of layers. It takes a decent amount of layering, you see. So, I have the, I leave layer 0 blank, right? Yeah. Layer 0 is blank because I want to keep that open for, like, structuring and block and layout and structuring. That's why I don't have anything in 0. That's what I would recommend. And then we go to 1 and we have the first layer of the block, and I like to just add like multiple parts to the first layer because it just gives you a little more depth. And then we have the second layer, and then we have the third layer, and then we have the fourth layer. So this is really well optimized, so I can use more layers. The more layers, the better, by the way. And then we have this little layer of these that just gives it some texturing. Trust me, it does absolute wonders when you're making any kind of art to add like very small, very low opacity details. I think I even have it even lower opacity in another build that I did. So, and also this is just some directional glow. This can really be placed wherever. It's very customizable and stuff. So now let's work on the tutorial build. Let's see. So what you're going to want to do, let me just real quick make sure I grab the right size. Yeah. Okay, so you're going to want to grab the half block or the fourth block, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. I just call it the fourth block. Where is my cut? Okay, 5. So what you're going to want to do is you're just going to want to use the rotate feature a lot. And move it a little bit and move it like that. Do a little bit of this. And basically repeat this. Just repeat this. This'll get you a good this'll get you good. Now we're gonna do a little bit of a tiny, actually I might even, just to make it a little more detailed, I'll even grab the 8th block and just kind of smooth it around here like this, kind of. And just add a little bit, that little bit more detail, you know? Just get that in there. And see, I use the 4th blocks usually, which it's not the best look I don't personally think it's the best look. So I'd recommend using the 8th block for smaller detail. Yeah, that should be good. Yeah, we're only at like 15 blocks so far. That's really good. Yeah, so basically with this next layer, all we're gonna do is put it on 5, lower the brightness a little bit, lower the brightness, and then do a little bit of just change up the movement a little bit, just kind of. To be totally honest, you could just like spam the block it does, as long as it's controlled. Control yourself if you're gonna just spam the blocks everywhere, but it doesn't really matter too much if you like actually like, oh yeah, don't forget to layer, by the way. Don't forget to layer. This would go down 2. Or actually, we're gonna put this on -2. Put this on +1. And yeah, we have a little bit of that. And I forgot to move this part up a little bit. We want this up a little bit just to make it look a little bit better. And next, we're gonna grab we're gonna grab this again. Lower the brightness 60 more. Lower the brightness to 60. Sorry, and just keep on placing. And this will give you some pretty circular rock designs, and that's all well and good, but there's multiple rock designs that you can do.
Time to start wrapping up your work.
Oh boy. So yeah, make sure it's all layered well. So now we have this. This is very nice. And we're gonna go, and because, like, let me check how many objects we're using so far. Like 29. That's barely anything. But I will, a fair warning here. When you're making Artcore, every block counts, because even 100 blocks, you'll probably end up using that 100 blocks like thousands of times over. That might be a little bit of a stretch, but I'm telling you, I experienced this when making one of my levels. Literally, the game could not render the amount of objects that I had at that point, and I had to do some optimization so that it wouldn't completely end my game end. So yeah, right here we're just in 35. We are literally in 35 here. We are doing wonderful. Now then, this is that. So basically what you're going to want to do is go over to this. I don't even know what to call this, but you're going to want to scale this down to 50. You're going to want to get a nice color. You're going to want to get like white or something, like the color of the light that you are using. The light source that you are... I clicked off the game. The light source that you're using. You want to get the light source. You want to use whatever... You want to use light sources in Artcore. We're just going to do a little bit of that. Yeah, that should be. Actually, we can probably place it a little bit more just to get some more, just to make it show up more. Yeah, there we go. And objects, 75. We're still doing really good. I'm just gonna very quickly just place this over here. The layering the objects with this stuff, it's very object heavy. I'll just let you know. It's very object heavy. So just make sure that you're using the texturing sparingly, so that you don't just absolutely ruin the entire thing. And you really do not want to use too much of this, because it'll really mess up your entire level if you use too much. So now here's where the layering comes in. We're going to put this one at -1. So it's below that one, but not, like, you know. And I would recommend that you put the black at like 50% opacity, by the way. It just makes things look a little better. 50% opacity for This kind of stuff is very good. All right, so actually, I'm just gonna go to the all. I'm just gonna go to all and just place it around. And yes, the glow is very. The shadow glow and the lighting glow is very important. Okay, do not forsake it. It is needed, required. Okay. And we're even going to put a little bit back here. Alright. Now we're basically done. But I'm actually going to put this to like 50% opacity just to show you what it should look like with the... Yeah, that looks a lot better. It doesn't show up too much, but it shows up just enough that you're like, oh yeah, that's definitely shaded. So you just want shading and lighting and all that in your levels. So yeah, and exactly 100 objects. We have an exactly 100 objects. This one is 102. We have saved exactly 2 objects creating this. That is amazing. Very nice. I feel very accomplished. I feel like I feel so great about myself because I just saved like 2 objects. So now what you can do is you can just like grab the whole thing and you can save it in your folder here, your block folder, your custom object folder. And now you can use this whenever you want. Very nice. So before I like just go off and do whatever, I'm gonna show you what you can do with this block, this one rock block. So we're just gonna copy and paste it. We're just gonna move it up here, and I'm probably gonna end up deleting this, but so we can just turn it a little bit. Oh my gosh, I clicked off again. So you can like turn it just a little bit if you have it on an angle like I did, and then just like copy and paste it kind of, and turn it as well. Don't forget to turn it. If you don't turn it, it'll look kind of bad, but it's like really good. So it's hard to make this look bad. So now we have this, and then and you're gonna want to like place this all over the place. You don't want it to look too, you want it to not look very like exact. You don't want it to look too much like, oh yeah, I just copied and pasted this everywhere. That's why you want to have like 2 blocks. I think that's very, very good. So that's kind of how you can make like a rocky surface. But once again, this is like 1,200 objects in just this alone. Some people could probably fit like an entire like 10 seconds of a level in with 1,200 objects. So just make sure to like do some like this isn't really needed. That'll get rid of like barely anything. And we have like just if you see that there's like something not needed, get rid of it. Like with this is like, you can just like kind of just grab this, and in the darker areas, like you should probably like make the darker area, you should make the lower areas darker, and you can do that however you want, but you should definitely like keep those parts darker so that it doesn't show up as much. Like this isn't the best example. Like my other level, which I'll show right here, that's a better example of what you can do with rocks. But these aren't the best rocks, I don't think. I don't think these are my best rocks. Like, actually, let me like take this one and try it with this one. So I have this one, and I'm just gonna try this again. We're gonna try it again, and try and make it look a little bit better. And then you're just gonna like, basically you just spam this all over the place and it'll be good block design, I guess. Oh yeah, the glow isn't needed if it's not on the top layer. That's probably why it was so object heavy. Actually, no, that's probably wrong. So yeah, that's kind of what you can do. That's a little bit better of an example than this one. This one was a little bit too circular for my liking. This is a little bit better, I think. Yeah, but like, let me get rid of these. Yeah, so that's one thing you can do with the rocks. You can make a whole background with that same technique with just like 1 or 2 rock presets. But, you know, I don't necessarily think that's the best way, to be honest. But, you know, maybe you're not actually going for something like a larger, basically a boulder. So maybe you're just trying to make like a tiny little bit of, like a tiny rock. So we'll get the 1/8 rock for you tiny rock people out there. And we'll just make a very simple and nice rock right here. And we'll we'll put it on the 5. And I'm gonna just open up Mega Hack, which I do recommend for a lot of things other than Speed Hack. It sucks for Speed Hack. And basically, turn on slider limit. That's what you want to do. And now slider. Okay, I need to do it individually. Okay, let me just real quick just grab this. Boom, get rid of that. Boom, place you back here. Turn you to 25. There we go. And now that's better. That's way better for and now we're just gonna place it. We're not even gonna copy paste. We're just gonna do that. You know, there's a lot of different like texturing techniques that you can do in GD, but this is probably my favorite texturing method. Actually, let me just copy and paste it once and like turn it around so you get a little more detail. Okay, so now we're just gonna add a little bit of lightening glow just to give it a little bit of something. Yeah, so yeah, now we have a rock, or a little tiny little rock. I'll save that. And that's just 20 objects, which it might sound like huge, especially considering the fact that this was made in like 100 objects, but we're working with smaller objects here, so yeah. And this kind of building style does require a very good computer. Yeah. So I think that's about it in terms of like designing rocks within Artcore. The reason why I did rocks is because I've only seen a singular Artcore tutorial for literally anything in the Artcore genre, and it was by Rayunomi, the legend of art, the lowercase g of art in the Geometry Dash community. And I'm not forgetting about other amazing art creators, but Rayunomi is like my preferred art creator, I think. But yeah, so yeah, that's basically the tutorial. It's very simple, actually, to make Artcore. It just requires beefy computers, but I think that's it. So, like, subscribe, do all of that crazy stuff, and I'll see you guys in the next one.